Okay there, hi, it's Craig. About to do a recce for the Mourne Way Ultra. I'm basically going to do the second half of the route, or just the standard marathon route, and see how we get on. It's a bit freezing at the minute, but start cold, get warm, see how it goes. Here, got to find a tree to start. Heading up to the quarry, on across, cutting down through here I think, past that little building on the hill, on over, and then just where the gorse is, cutting into Tullymore and following that cut up and around the back. So that's the first section. We'll see how we get on. I thought I was on the wrong path because I remembered it being very steep, and that was fairly easy. You could certainly jog up it, having not done a marathon already. But turns out I'm in the right place because I remember this bit where suddenly it does get steep. So memory wasn't too bad. So there we go, just across the gate. So it's about 200 meters climb to that point. Lovely views all around here. But we are going up this way into the scrub for a bit. Climb over to the quarry. So immediately we've got some more pretty great views down over Newcastle. So just pop over the top. There's the quarry on your left. And it's downhill all the way here, pretty much. Until you get into Tullymore. And then a bit of a climb and downhill to the river. So we are, out of Donard. Let's see, that's taken me about 50 minutes with some videoing and going the wrong way at the start, by doubting myself on the path, so I'm not going that hard. There is the little building in between that we saw from the car park, and we're heading over here, follow that wall down around to that house, then we'll cut into Tullymore and back up. And that was where I first videoed this from, at the start, somewhere around there. So on we go. So that wasteland bit we just crossed in the Ultra when we were going that way, and I got to that point, that was pretty much where the lead guys passed us coming back the way. So that's pretty awesome. They're about 2 hours ahead of us at that point. And then shortly we get into Tullymore here and turn up the hill. This is where the lead marathon runners who'd set off an hour after I turned around passed me, going up the hill, and they were running. I was walking at that point, as I did most of the way back until I stopped. But some fit guys, so that's something to aim for if you're in the faster category, or something to look out for if you're in the slower category, and cheer them along. It's pretty epic. And there is the sign. Off we go up the hill. There we are, down to the river at last, stepping stones. So that's just about 12 1/3 kilometres. It's taken me just under an hour and a half. In Tullymore there's quite a lot of downhill there, and that's where the main marathon pack will catch you, probably, if you're taking it handy in the Ultra. If you're training, now's a good time to get water, because there's really nowhere between here and the river at Hen Track. You probably get water at Spelga Dam if you dip in there, but in the actual event there'll be aid stations at Spelga and just out of the forest here, another mile or two. And onwards for today. Good weather, just slightly overcast, pushing up into double figures, maybe 10 degrees, something like that. There's a bit of a wind, so sheltered in the forest, but it'll hit us once we get out onto the hillside, coming from the south, so headwind today, keep us cool, and a light bit of rain, but shouldn't be anything too bad. What a great section this is. On through the forest, lovely by the river. little undulating path. Of course, once you cross the river, you gotta climb back up again. But it's actually all pretty runnable when your legs are fresh. It's not too bad, just you all go away. But it's the downhill. You see, I think it's definitely the hardest section between Newcastle and the Tracy track. So you're doing it back to back in the ultra, right in the middle. It takes a lot out of you. But if you're doing a marathon, once you get this far, you're nearly into the easy bit. So the pace will pick up after that. But it's all the downhills that'll take it out of your legs. So practice, practice, practice. The slower you try and go, control it, puts more force on your legs, really wrecks them. But you got to be fresh enough to just let them go and spin down it. So get a bit of practice in and save yourself for that and not lose so much time. Oh, round we go. I'm leveling off for now. Okay, back on track after quite a detour and many hundreds of meters climbing unnecessarily. But that is Maria's Falls, I believe. Quite nice. And through the King's Grave in a second. Ba-da. There we go. The grave of the king. It's only a couple of minutes after Maria's Falls. And then we'll be out of the forest shortly and onto the track leading up to Tracy car park, onto the Tracy track, etc, etc. So I had a funny feeling I would get lost in the forest, but I know the route now. It's pretty straightforward from once you're out of here, and there's only one path. It's hard to get wrong. Onwards! There will be the first aid station. Just come from the Tracy Road here. Our path just comes down the other side of that car and round over the stile. I have done 21 kilometers, 2 hours 40. Pretty slow, but one of the hilliest half marathons I'll have done. So there's no way this is the halfway point. That's on up the Spelga Road, so I have clearly taken quite an extensive detour. But what doesn't kill you make you stronger. It's all good training. On the main Tracy track here, I just saw a red squirrel in the forest a bit. I normally see the greys at home and beaver, but you can see here heading up towards that wall, and then we're going to track all across in that direction. So going that way, great towering buttress of Spelga on the side there, pretty epic. A lot of folks on the path going up towards Hare's Gap. See some of the mountains there, probably Cometa, Burner poking out. So a lot of people don't like this section because it's grassy, and boggy and muddy, but I do. It's one of my favourites. Yeah, so you get wee sections like that to cross. That's a bit more technical, so maybe that's why people find it a bit awkward, but it's nice and soft underfoot. Changing your step, I think it really eases up on the legs. It's got quite windy now, spitting, so I pulled on the wind shirt, which is acting like a balloon, so even more resistance, but I'm nice and warm. Just across the stile, down from the muddy section, and I forgot we have a river here, so that's pretty good. Want some water? Side Foffany Dam, the infamous muddy, tight gorse section. Just climbed up from the forest there, grassy, slippy, steep, bit of a walk. It's pretty short, but the trail gloves I was wearing last year, no grip there. Going down is nearly worse than coming up, but I'm on the Inuit rock lights today, no such bother. And here we go, Mourne Way. Yeah, halfway point, nearly at the top of the road section. It's a long climb, so I think we're the highest we've been yet today, just over 400 meters. My watch says 27.25 kilometers, so really took a massive detour earlier. It's really bored at this point. Going to treat myself with a caffeine gel. Here we are, going up the Spelga Dam. It's about 2 kilometers from that other halfway mark that I saw, but this will be where the next aid station is on the day. Sadly, the toilet block's open today, so got in, got some water. So I have 2 4-in-1 sachets left now, and 2 gels to get me all the way back. So now I've got to disappear down the road, and the weather is holding out nicely. So I just feeded down the road section there, legs feeling good. Now I come over, down over the bridge, follow the muddy track around the wall. You see it going up around the edge of Hen Mountain there. At this point last year when I was coming back, I was walking at this point and running or walking slower than the back marker, who was toddling along, walking in his boots, picking up the canes. So it's nice to be able to do this section and actually run, get a feeling like how it should be. Better luck next time. Wow, can't believe how dry the ground is today. Big difference from last year. You want to be careful going along there. You're right by the fence. You don't fall into the rusty barbs or snag your high-tech clothing on it. It's a bit nasty. But yeah, it's like spongy suspension today, not slippy death trap. Pretty cool. Well, maybe I spoke too soon, but still, it's a lot better than it was. Try and find the track. Now, I'm happy enough to drink out of the rivers in the mornings. Normally no bother at all, but this one, there's Hen Mountain there. Just come across and down this way. I would avoid. You might not see the colour very well here, but there's some scum in it, and it is pure orange colour. Lots of mud and sediment in it, all sorts of things, so I'd avoid that one. Yeah, look at this. Proper trail running. Lovely grassy little track through the mountainside. Some pretty views. What could be better? Oh, and this is why you don't wear waterproof shoes in the morns, because sooner or later you'll stand on something that will disappear off over your ankle and soak you. So that was 5 minutes ago. My foot was sloshing around, but now it's just merely damp. All the excess water's gone. I shouldn't have any problem with blisters. Nice wool socks keep my feet toasty, even though they're wet. So yeah, if that was a Gore-Tex shoe, I'd be equally soaked and the water's got nowhere to go. So top tip, well vented shoes, get wet, get dry, like an old Land Rover. So we just come down here. This is the bottom of the Hen track. So here will be another aid station. The long and winding road. I think the Hen track on the way back is psychologically a sticky point. It's good to get over. It's much like that long climb from Fofany up the road. You're on the tarmac, it's just straight. You can see the top and it just seems to keep going. Likewise, this one just winds up round and round, and then when you get up to that corner, Like, you can see where you want to go. The wee bridge is just down to the right, but you got to turn away from it and go up the path a good few 100 meters before you cut across and come back down again. So it's very tantalizing. You can see where you want to be. You see that hill. Once you're up and over that, you're at Leitrim Lodge and you're on the home straight, last 10k, the last aid station. Come up the path. It's hard to know where to cross over, but there's a pipe right across your route. So once you cross that, you'll see some muddy steps, some flat stones to cross, and then you'll see a little yellow arrow pointing you to come along the muddy trail right next to the river. So, and the sun's come out, fantastic. We'll be going up through that col, saddle on the other side. The Rowan Tree River crossing, so having a little sit down for 2 minutes. Well, not sure if that recorded properly, but 10 minutes up, 4 minutes down. And this will be the site on the trail of the final / first aid station. So Leitrim Lodge, it's over there. Went through that valley. It's pretty much downhill all the way. I had to make a stop at this point because this is where I threw in the towel last year. Just come over here and I'm now sitting on the stile where I sat and discussed my options, and the back marker who was staying with me been very encouraging. He sat over there and told me it was about 4 miles left to go, and probably at my pace I was looking at another hour and a half. Now I've just skipped over from Leitrim Lodge in about 20 minutes there, and it took me about an hour last time. So that's how slow I was going. So I should really have stopped at Spelga Dam hours beforehand. It made no sense. I can come back another year as I'm doing. Rain has come in again, lovely, but it'll be hitting the trees soon. It's like British Columbia without the bears, I think. Very Canadian scene. Wow, so that's pretty crazy. Trees all eaten away, so I bet that'll be down the next storm. That's me at 42k. I have done a marathon. Still a bit to go. Turning up here, follow that path, but in the shade of the trees now. The rain's eased off anyway. All good. There we are. Pretty much finished. Got 6.5 hours, about 48k. Average heart 150. So actual finish, you're down over the grass, around a tree, but it's raining again. So I stopped in up here near shelter and wait for the blue skies to come back. Pretty hairy descents on the way back there. Got a bit out of control, but legs were happy when they were moving again. Good day.